two products. I'm holding it up, honey. What?
Close.
As you can tell, that's the wife telling me what to do, even though I'm on stage. What we're here today to do is to show you some of our newest cards and show you the beautiful cards that you can get in our upcoming products. We are...
Almost with the camera. Keep talking.
Okay.
That's good.
Anyway, I'm going to make it simple because I don't want to have to scream. I'm just going to give some stuff away, and I'm going to explain to you one thing that a lot of people out here won't say, but I will.
Sit on now.
Our products have a better rate of return than pretty much anything in the building, and I will put that to a challenge. What do you... Again, the wife is pointing things out. I truly believe yesterday my staff and I opened almost $2,000 worth of basketball. We got maybe $100 back. I know if I opened $2,000 worth of our boxes, the rate of return would be 5 to 6 times that without question. What? This is my son, by the way.
A funny story, just today, somebody opened a Babe Ruth autograph from a $400 box.
I don't know if anybody heard that, but today at our booth, a gentleman in a $400 box pulled a Babe Ruth autograph. We are very proud of what we do, and we don't do this to make money. We do this because the history, here Lucy, show these. The history of these cards have more value than what you would see with somebody putting it on eBay. The cards that you see now, that is a piece of the Hindenburg, an actual piece of the Hindenburg. This one. This card right here, the piece of relic you see in there actually flew in space. And it is really hard to talk over them. So what I'm going to do is over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see through our company, if you are a member of our website, we are going to issue challenges. I want people to go out and buy whatever product they want, X amount of dollars. And they open it up, and I will open the same amount of money of my own product on video and show you the rate of return 4 times out of 5 is going to be better out of a historic autograph product. I am that confident that what we do and build is as good, if not better than that. And believe it or not, our cards are actually educational. It's just not somebody's statistics. It's just not the hot player of the month. It's truly history, and it's something that we love to do. So to make everybody here a little more interested in what's going on, I brought a bunch of packs from our very new product called Flight. What do you got your hands up for? You want a free pack? Then come on up. Bubba, stand up. See how many kids come up for free packs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need 2 more kids here and there. We have 11 packs. Now, guys, I want you to open your packs. I know, that's it. That's all we had. But guys, I want you to open your packs. Has anybody opened a pack yet? Tell me what you got. Come up here.
We got the Blue Angels, Southern Airlines Flight 392, John Glenn out of 600, George H.W. Bush, the Red Baron, Glenn Heyman Curtis, Yuri Gagarin, and Amelia Earhart.
Okay. Do you know any of those people?
Yeah, Yuri Gagarin was the first guy on the moon.
Wow. Look at that.
That's schooling right there.
You got Neil Armstrong?
Red Baron's World War I.
Yes, he is. He's in our World War I product. Let me see this card. This one. This is the card he got that's numbered to 600. We have refractor cards just like everybody else. What'd you get over there? That looks like a piece. This right here,
Oh my God.
that is a piece. That is, believe it or not, pudding that was flown in space.
From Apollo
So
14.
this was on Apollo 14. So what? Who got that card? That card, the stuff you see in there is chocolate pudding mix that was actually in space. And the card's numbered to 250. That card's got to be worth $60 or $70. Oh wow! These are both pictures of a. These were shirts worn by astronauts. These are real relics. That's a film card from what movie? Oh, that's from Star Wars. Doing about flight.
Oh, that's cool.
The point is, I gave a myriad of packs, 11 packs. These packs cost roughly $3 a pack. and almost everybody got at least $3. And they got an education to get to read it. I was very much impressed that you knew who he was. So here.
Daddy, can I also say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
And most of our boxes have more than 10 packs, so
Talk into it.
most of our boxes have more than 10 packs, so you'll probably be getting more than your money back. Like that guy who got a
Pudding pack.
pudding pack, which is a lot more than $3.
All I'm asking is, everybody here seems to be overwhelmed by two things. One, the heat. Who in here is not being overwhelmed by the heat this week?
No.
You're not being overwhelmed? No, everybody is. And also the immense size of this. If anybody's ever been to Chicago before, it is a lot to take in, and there's a lot of new stuff. I may be an old curmudgeon, guy that tells you to get off his lawn, but one thing I do believe, and my company is small, but we want to give you the best possible product we can for the cheapest money we can and still make money. I have employees that I need to take care of, but do me a favor, look at our products. Our products are fun, our products are beautiful, and our products hold their value. You can't ask for more than that in a trading card company that actually cares about the people that open their packs. Thank you.
Can I say one thing? If you want to go to our booth, it is right near the Panini down there. And our booth number is 547. And if you want a free prize and 15% off of all of our products, all you have to do is write your name and email down, so it's in our mailbox, and you get 15% off and a free prize. Yeah, that's what I said.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
Kevin.
much, Kevin Hefner, and Historic Autographs. That was awesome. Still happening on the main stage. We have Wrestling Card Price Guide at 5 o'clock.
That would be fun.
Yeah, so it sounds like I might need to go get some more product.
Yeah.
Dominic, are you with the kids? Yeah, go back.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Chris will be back for more fun and games from the Mike Burkus main stage.
Yeah, I've got a
All right, guys. Hey, am I waking everybody up right now? I'm sorry. But I got 2 boxes here of soccer. Who's a soccer fan? Not you? Okay. You got some soccer fans in the house? That's cool. Yeah. Who doesn't like soccer? There you go. How many people are hot? Raise your hands. I'm with you guys. All right, so we got 2022-23 Select La Liga Soccer. Pretty good. We'll give these packs away for free. You guys will see it on the screen when I pull. And I'll try to come up with something to give them away for you guys, all right? All right, now this is a pronunciation, so if I pronounce these soccer players wrong, be gentle. So we got a Koki. I'm not going to attempt that one, but you can see it on the screen. Gonzalo Montiel. We got a banger coming up here, guys, so you may want to look at the screen here coming up. We have Alex Ramiro. We have an autograph out of 10. How about a Rodrigo Riquelme out of 10? That's a boom, guys. 8 out of 10. All right. I'm going to try to think of something to give this away. So it doesn't seem like we have a ton of soccer fans, so I'm going to give you another question that maybe everybody knows. How many people are here from Chicago? We got some Chicagoans. Okay, that's good. So, let's see here. I'm going to give it an easy one. The first one to raise their hand gets the pack. What number did Dennis Rodman wear for the Chicago Bulls? My man, come on up. You got a nice auto in there, my man. That's all right. Still fun. All right, we have a Joaquin Fernandez, a Nemanja Movic. There we go. Martin Brathwaite, Bryce Mendez, and we got another numbered card here, guys, out of 20. Is Sergio Canales, 18 out of 20. All right, for this pack, which Chicago Cub right now is being heavily rumored to be traded at the MLB trade deadline? Nope. He's a former Dodger. That's you. Cody Bellinger. How about Alex Collado, a Manchu, a Yannick Carrasco, Idaruzu Baba. Nice on the prism. We got another number card of Ronaldo Mandava out of 75. All right. Let's see. Which Chicago White Sox player wears the number 88? Come on up. Luis Robert. So we're breaking the box of 2022-23 Panini Select La Liga Soccer. We already had a big banger. We had an autograph card out of 10. One lucky young man won the card right there, so that's very nice. All right, we have a Porto, a Raul Albol, a nice Ansu Fati. Oh, okay, a little color here. Yermias Ledesma. Nice prism. And then we have a Lucas Boy out of 75 on the field level. So this is the most rare of all the base. Let's see. I'm going to give an easy one, okay? So you guys must know this. Which number does Justin Fields wear? 1? You got it. There you go, my man. All right, we have a Luis Felipe, a Theo Banganda, Elax Morbia. We have another Jamias Ledesma, another blue. Nice. And then we have a Borja Mayoral. Equalizers. All right. Who can name the number 1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft? You got Trayvon Walker? Wow, that's awesome. Congrats. How many people knew Trayvon Walker was the number 1 pick? You did? You did? Okay. How about Danny Parejo, Ego Aspas, a Jan Oblak. We have a Paul Torres on the field level prism. And then we have a Samuel Lino. All right, who was the 3rd overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft that just occurred? Nope. My man. Come on up, my man. All the way in the back. I love that he's paying attention all the way in the back. There you go. All right, we have Augustine Marchison, Naya Simon. Oh, this is a good one. Vincius Jr., he's always a good one on the field level. David Alba, select stars. And then we got a nice little swatch here. Zeke Fabregas. Very nice. Not numbered, but still a very nice swatch here of Zeke Fabregas. Can anyone tell me that's going to be hard. Who does Vincius Jr. play for? Raise your hand. Very good. Come on up, my man. Yep. All right, we have Anaya Vencedor, Luis Hendrick, Terry Correa, nice Antonio Rudiger. Is that numbered? Not numbered, but a nice mezzanine prism. And then we have Anaya Vencedor, select future. All right, you have to know this one. These are off the top of my head. So the number 1 pick in the 2023 NHL draft was... Come on up. Connor Bedard, Chicago Blackhawks. All right. We have a Lucas Boya, a Sean Weissman, Borgel Mariel, Ines Unal, and then we got, this is nice, Evencius Souza rookie card out of 20. That's a nice hit. It's on the terrace. This is a very easy one. If I don't have a lot of hands up, then you guys are not sports fans. So who was the number 1 pick overall in the 2023 NBA draft? Here you go. Yep, there you go. I got a whole nother box too. It's all soccer, yeah. All right, we have a Rodrigo Requelme, a Serdan Babik. We got a John Karakabu, a Kang In Lee, and we have another autograph, guys. How about a Mikel Oyarzabal? Very nice. Not numbered. I just flashed it on the screen. Can you tell me which team he plays for? What was it? No. Can anyone tell me what team that Mikel Oyarzabal plays for? Really quick. No? Was it? No. Good guess. Nope. I'll give you another question. I'll come up with another question. All right. Who did Leo Messi just sign with? Miami. Yep. Did you? I got you. I got you.
Are you not entertained? I can't hear you.
We're doing your favor, Rob. Soccer.
Oh, yay.
I'll tell you what. We have a banger coming up, guys. I'll tell you right now. We have something huge. Huge. I mean, huge. I mean, huge. That's huge. We have a Rui Silva, an Edgar Abadia, a Frankie de Jong, a Ruben Garcia. Okay, now we have a banger. Everyone probably has heard of
banger?
this guy. This is huge, guys. We have a 1-of-1 of Robert Lewandowski.
Woo!
That is a banger, guys. A 1-of-1 of Robert Lewandowski.
Very nice. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That's the second 101 you and I have pulled on stage today.
That is huge. Thank you, James.
Thank you, James.
What are we going to do to give this away, Rob? What do you think?
Wow. All right. Let me come up with something.
That's pretty huge. What do you think? We'll come up with something on this one. And that was the last pack out of this box.
Do you think everybody knows who's Polish?
Just by your name, he's a very popular player. He's one of the top players in all of the world. He's up there. He's like a second tier to Messi and
Did you talk about the 3 leagues that are in?
I did not. I mentioned that this is the league. I didn't mention the leagues.
All right, Panini makes a soccer product called Chronicles, and it features 3 different leagues. Raise your hand and tell me each of the 3 leagues. No, 2 or 3, 2 or 3.
Good shot. Good shot. He says Serie A.
You
Yeah.
gotta yell it. Yep, you
Yeah.
got it.
Congratulations,
Serie A,
buddy.
La Liga, and Premier League. You are very close.
They say $100. How big of a card is that, guys? A 1-of-1 of Lewandowski. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big card.
Oh, really? I get the pronunciations.
You get the pronunciations. You can watch us on Go GTS Live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. You can stream us on Twitch or YouTube, and Rob is always good with all the pronunciations.
Roberto Pereira. Bruno Amioni. Mattia Destro. Orange Prism, Olivier Giroud. Select Future Insert, Pietro Pellegrini.
Nice. So, guys, we're opening up 2022-23 Panini Select Serie A right now. So if you're a fan of Serie A, your favorite stars may be in this box.
Romulo Lukaku. Pietar Stojanovic. Mezzanine level, Ismail Benassir. Silver Prism, Rafael Tolai.
We got a numbered one.
Purple, yeah, whatever. Numbered 44
Exactly.
of 49.
Nice.
All right, let's see.
So Rob is thinking of a question. We have 2 packs up here that we just opened, the 2022 Panini Select Serie A.
This young man was so close,
He was.
so I'm going to give him these 2 packs.
There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we got Nicola Fagali, Lorenzo Montipo, Federico Di Francisco, Martin Di Rune, no number on Di Rune, and Mbala Zola. Very nice. How many guys are having fun right now? You guys having fun at the National? You guys all just taking a break right now?
It's nice
Yeah.
to be able to sit down a little bit, right? Can you guys do something about getting somebody to turn up the air conditioning in here, though? It's ridiculous, right?
It shows you how much heat there is for the hobby, I guess, huh? That's it. How about Sasa Lukic, Amin Jakim, Cyril Desers, Apollo Dybala. Ooh,
Zebra.
Zebra. Mehdi Leris. Ala 20.
Very nice.
We pull a zebra and a 1 of 1. That's what we do on Go GTS Live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Oh, he's just sitting there comfortably. All right.
You can have this one.
Hey, buddy. You got it. Got it chunky. Gian Marco Ferrari, there we go. Christoph Peiter. Samuel Ricci. Rogero. And we have an autograph with a smiley face. Take a look at that. Nice little smiley face.
That's awesome.
An Angel Di Maria. Di Maria. Di Maria, there we go. Very nice. I haven't seen a smiley face yet.
I think that's the first time I've seen a smiley face
Yeah.
inscription.
Nice little happy all though. Have you? Yeah? Oh, I've seen some hearts for like the eyes, right? Yeah.
All right, so since this is an auto, I'm going to come up with a question. You need to answer it. First, raise your hand, though. We've said it several different times. Chris and I host the Hobby's original live streaming web show every Thursday night. What is the name of that web show? Close.
Very close.
Close. Close.
Wait a second. You guys don't watch us every Thursday night?
Close. Combine what you two have there.
If you look
It's
at the
right
banner in the
there. All right, let me come up with another one.
8 o'clock Eastern.
The Ripping Wax Case Break Pavilion.
We appreciate.
Let's see. Let's try that again. All right. The Panini Redemption Packs at the National Sports Collectors Convention are called Panini what packs? No. No. Silver packs.
Come on up, my man.
You got the auto. You're welcome.
All right, we have a nice little chunky here. You see the nice little chunky right there in the pack?
Is it a decoy?
That's not a decoy.
It's not a decoy. Okay.
So we're ripping Serie A here. So if you are familiar with Serie A, you'll know the name of what the chunky is. A Nicola Rovella, a Theo Hernandez. We have a Charles De Kelter, Igor. How many people know
Ooh,
Ciro
dual
Immobile?
kit.
Pretty nice. He's a big star. It's not numbered, but still, it's a nice dual swatch.
Okay. Who can tell me? Raise your hand. A professional footballer's uniform is referred to as their what? Their kit.
We're giving you a little bit of a history, or I guess an education right now with soccer. Or football. I see another chunky in there.
Rafael Tole. Paulo Di Bayala. Darko Lasovic.
Nice.
Select Stars, Adrian Rabiot.
Nice.
Nicolo Vlasic. Auto.
Another auto. No number? No number.
No numbering.
Very nice, though.
It's a prism, though.
It is a prism, so that's always nice. So it's not your standard base.
Okay. There were 2 free manufacturer sponsored case breaks live on the Mike Burkus main stage today. Can you tell me both manufacturers and what product was opened? No.
Nope.
They were the breaker.
So manufacturer.
Manufacturer.
Like-
2 manufacturers came up here with a case of product and gave away the hits to
For
people
instance,
for
a
free.
manufacturer would be like Panini.
Have any guesses? Okay. No.
Nope.
No. All right, let me come up with something else. You guys were too busy elsewhere, apparently. All right, let's see. How about...
Just a hint, guys, the cheat sheet is existing right behind the seats.
what? Raise your hand and tell me what company bought Topps. Raise your hand and tell me
about the
what
Red Sox
company bought Topps. Fanatics is correct.
Yep, come on.
You got it, my man.
The other guy?
Nope.
Oh, him. I'm sorry.
Congratulations. You're welcome. I mean, come on. He's
There we go.
adorable.
He's adorable. I just didn't see him.
I'm sure Panini loves me talking about Fanatic. I just got to come up with stuff that.
No worries.
Nicholas Gonzalez. Oh, finally a name I can pronounce.
It's always a good thing.
Morton Helmand, rookie. Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah. Oh, we got something there. Right?
We got a red rookie of, Sabri.
No number on that one? There must be a number on that,
and
though.
Romelu Lukaku,
Yeah.
number 249.
Very nice.
Romelu Lukaku.
The name's fun to say, Lukaku.
Did you already do what team did Lionel Messi? Come on.
I did that one. How about which soccer player? All right, for this pack, guys, which soccer player? I believe he's being rumored to. I don't think he's done anything with it yet. But they've been mentioning the figure $1 billion. $1 billion. You got it. Mbappe. Come on up, buddy.
Did you
There
say
you go.
billion with a B?
$1 billion. Rob.
Wow.
I think Saudi Arabia actually offered him $700 million for one season.
Wow.
Is that $760 for one season? They got money over there.
That's insane. That's absolutely
If
insane.
I were him, I would bite the bullet and go.
All right. At 5 o'clock, we've got the guys from Wrestling Card Price Guide coming up. You're going to want to be sure to stick around for that. Are there any WWE fans in the house? Come on, the squared circle? Yeah. All right. All right.
No. 3 more. Oh, we got semi-thick. Nah. John Cena card. Can't see me.
No way I'm trying that. Musa Barrow. So I don't know if you guys have figured out that the field level, which are the more short printed, they're the horizontal. We got a field level blue prism of Nadim Bajaram.
Ooh, we got a nice one. A nice color on the equalizer.
We got a color equalizer of Nicolo Barella, and that's numbered just to 25.
Wow.
24 of 25.
That's a big hit. Insert.
All right. Fanatics recently launched a streaming platform of their very own. Can you tell me what the name of that is? We call it somebody who hasn't won anything. Come on. Come on. Anybody know what Fanatics' new streaming platform is called? All right. Fanatics Live.
This guy knows a lot. He's got his thinking hat on, the Sixers, huh?
Wonder what they pulled over there.
I don't know. I don't think they pulled a one of Lewandowski. That's good.
Sergey. Simone Bastoni. Stefano Sensei. Musa Barrow Silver.
That's nice. Ooh!
Tie-dye.
I love a tie-dye.
Deroon. Also numbered 25. In fact, it's numbered 1 of 25.
That's always a nice one. First run. That's good.
All right, your turn.
I'll give an easy one. Okay, which famous footballer who no longer plays is a owner of Intel Miami? Was that David Beckham? You got him, my man.
Of what team?
Intel Miami, the Miami soccer team where Messi is.
Was that it?
He's the most famous owner of it.
Was that our last pack?
Oh.
Two more.
more.
All right.
So we got 2 more packs, guys, of 2022-23 Panini Select Serie A.
Come for the pronunciations, stay for the hits. Victor Osimhen.
He's got a Batman mask on there, it looks like.
Vanja. Luis Alberto. Juan Cuadrado. Silver.
Ooh! Another tie-dye.
Tie-dye equalizer unstoppable. Luka Jovic. Very cool.
Very nice. You got one? Try to think.
Last pack mojo.
Another chunky in there, Rob.
Rodrigo Bacau. Rasmus Holland, rookie. Angel De Maria. Damaria. Nikola Zalewski, red rookie.
They got me again, Rob, on the decoy. Yep.
And our last card from AC Milan, a purple of Charles Kedole.
All right.
I'm going to give these 2 packs to one person.
Who hasn't won?
Hey, Dad. Other dad. Your son's a winner.
Come on up here, my man.
Okay. All right. We're going to hand it over to the
Congratulations,
guys from Wrestling Card Price Guide.
Give it up for them.
Careful. You're welcome.
So you guys share
Here,
that
we'll sit.
mic?
Yeah. Here, I'll sit on the. Where are you guys sitting?
Tony and I'll be here. You sit here.
All right.
You guys share one mic.
You want to sit next to Drake because you guys are doing Panini stuff? Yeah, we can do that. Here, I can hear. Do you want Here, let me sit on the.
Okay, so here's our mic.
Not putting that up there.
The wireless, I guess.
Do they have mics down there?
Yeah, make sure.
Test. All right. We're on. This one's off.
Let me get this out of your way, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Check, check, check. Yep, it's good. So I'll talk and then move it over to you. So are we going with 3 count? Can I announce that? Okay. We're going to announce our new monthly show. Not that monthly recap and what's new in wrestling cards isn't good enough, but we're going to call it 3 count.
Nice. This one's off. All right. We'll share this one. This one's off.
Check, check, check.
It's on now. It's on now. We're not.
I have a card to give away.
Are you guys fine sharing mics? We have
Yes.
2 heads.
We're fine sharing.
Yeah, we're good.
What's up, everyone?
So those are the questions. So after I do you'll introduce Adam with his question. Then I'll go over to Drake and we'll crisscross.
Everybody introduce themselves.
Yeah. Well, we'll say this is Adam, then we'll say hi.
What? They do. Go GPS.net. They'll send them the files. That's what that has to be, a promo file. Are you guys ready to rock?
Yeah, as soon as he says go. What's that?
Scoot in.
No, I never asked
Act like
him.
you like us.
Am I on the screen now? I'm not?
Check.
All right, we gotta get even tighter.
Scoot over.
Am I on it now? I can't get any closer.
Give us the cue.
No, he's going to give us a go ahead.
Can you see it?
Yep. No problem, brother.
Rob, always a problem.
Let's go. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the National Sports Collection Show. And welcome to Wrestling Trading Cards at the National Year 2.
All right, yeah.
My name is Paul Anand. This is my partner, Tony Vella. We run a show every month. It used to be called What's Going On with Wrestling Trading Cards. We thought, no, we could do better. So we decided to call it Monthly Recap. We realized, we haven't really accomplished much there. Yeah, kind of went backwards. But we're pleased to announce today that starting next month, our monthly show, which we recommend everyone watching, is going to now from here be known as the 3 Count. So check us out every month on WTC TV. Before I pass over to Tony and introduce our panel members, I just want to give some quick shout outs. I wanted to thank the organizers here at GoGTS for setting us up and for recording us. I'd like to thank the organizers, Mr. Dan Burkus. A very special thanks to Ethan and David from Rip and Wax once again for getting us up here. And a couple of shout outs to people that couldn't be with us here today. Our buddy Chuckster. We miss you, buddy. Also, special shout out to Zan Morning, who's done an incredible job. Guys like Tom, guys that have provided content to the hobby. Thank you very much. So I'm going to give it over to Tony. He's going to introduce you to the panel, and we'll get it cooking. Tony?
Hi, I'm Tony Vella with WrestlingTradingCards.com. We archive every wrestling card ever made from the 1800s to current. I've been doing it as a labor of love for over 20 years. Matter of fact, last year was our 20th anniversary last year. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm also the owner of a new wrestling-themed store in Phoenix, Arizona called the Wrestling Guy Store. I know it's a brilliant name, but it sticks. We bring in guests every month. We have all kinds of merchandise, but we're here to talk about the history of wrestling cards, what's going on today in wrestling cards. We've got a great panel of people up here. I'm going to kick it off right away already with talk with Adam Gelman over here. Adam, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody over here?
What's up, everyone? Adam Gelman. I am at WWE Gelman on Instagram, at SC Uncensored on Twitter, or whatever it's called these days. Super excited to be here. Thank you to Tony and Paul for putting this together. I know this is year 2. It's something that I've been really excited for. I've been covering it a lot on my Twitter account and a lot of the different areas that I'm on social media. This has been an incredible week already. Happy to be a part of this.
Next up, I got, let's go ahead to your left over there. Mr. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing great, everybody. Ryan Shear, Non-Sport Showcase on Instagram. You've seen us on Wrestling Trading Cards on YouTube. Ab and I breaking down various Panini products, checklists, stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. Happy to be here.
And to my right here, I'd like to introduce Mr. Kevin Kulikowski from New York Roadshow, the one and only Mr. Drake Magruder, and Sports Cup nobody Shane Norton. So we're going to start with some questions. Tony, I'll give it back to you.
You guys don't want to talk? Introduce yourselves? Come
good.
on,
We're
everybody
good.
get over here. Get over here. Come on. Get in there.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Kevin. I work for the New York Roadshow, part of Roadshow Cards. We have shops all across America in New York, Texas, Kentucky, and California. And I am a big wrestling card nerd. So to be able to bring that sports card component to the wrestling scene is just an awesome thing for me. So we're super excited to be here.
What's going on, everybody? Drake Magruder at Drake's PC on Instagram. I've got my cheering section over here with the Card Ladder team. Thank you, guys.
All right. Let's go card ladder.
Yep. Huge shout out to Card Ladder. Yeah, so I'm a huge wrestling collector. Learned about wrestling cards about 4 years ago. I also collect Peyton Manning and Drew Brees, but I've got a huge passion for wrestling. I grew up in the Memphis area, and huge wrestling fan. Really love wrestling, so very excited to be here. It's my second national. 2021, I came and I actually saw the Card Ladder team, and they were on the stage, and I was like, man, that'd be really cool to be on the stage someday. Not sure what I'd talk about, and little did I know, 2 years later, I'm back and we're on the stage and we're talking wrestling cards. So this is awesome. I'm excited to be here, and thank you guys for coming.
All right, how do I get a cheering section? That's not fair over there.
All right, Shane, we love you, buddy.
All right, I'm Shane Norton, a.k.a. the Sports Card Nobody, and if you guys are hot as hell out there, give me a hell yeah. We got to get some AC cooking in here, but yeah, big wrestling card nerd. Can't wait to talk about this. This is going to be something.
So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of break this down a little bit and talk a little bit about some different sections of the hobby itself. I think the main thing to really discuss right now is the growth of our hobby. You would have asked me about 5 years ago that we'd be sitting up here in the National talking about wrestling cards. I would have probably pile-drived you because it's just not something anybody really wanted to talk about. Since then, we've really kind of expanded the market a little bit and getting into things and jumping on, doing some YouTube stuff and finding out that other people really enjoy collecting wrestling cards. And, it's been a labor of love for me. I've been a collector for probably over almost 40 years now. And it's kind of an emotional thing for me to even be here because it's just come a long way for us. We're not just a little niche within a niche anymore. We're kind of accepted. The growth of our hobby has changed dramatically, especially since COVID, and so the impact of 2021 and going forward, people's perceptions of our hobby have changed drastically. And I like to really ask, Adam is kind of on the forefront with this. I like to ask him a little bit about that and give us some perspective on that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and talk as loud as possible, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I know we're all kind of baking in here, but it's something that I have been excited about now for at least 3 or 4 months, planning every aspect of wrestling cards at this convention. I've seen people all over. My buddy Sean out there, hey, what's up, dude? We have a ton of people here from all over. I've met so many different people from you name it, whether it's vintage, modern, you name it, everybody is here. And I think that is a victory in itself. And to see that wrestling cards have made it to the main stage again for the second year in a row is huge. And if you think about how things have progressed, I don't know, since 2019 even, where I joined wrestling cards a little bit later than these guys. I started in 2017, so it's been a little bit less time for me, but man, I remember coming in and being able to buy, cases of wrestling cards for the cost of a box of football cards. And now it's like seeing the growth in the hobby. There's been so many more things that you can accomplish with a community behind it, with the number of people behind it that we've been able to get over the last few years. And it's just been amazing to see, especially from the beginning of the Panini license, the end of the Topps license. There's been so much growth in people just talking to us, Instagram, Twitter, people all over the place always reach out. Hey man, I was always a wrestling fan. I love wrestling. I had no idea there were cards. And to see that now those people are coming in and being a part of our hobby, being friends that we talk to on social media all the time, get to see at these events. I mean, like, it's incredible to see.
I mean, it's been a really cool transition, a cool thing to see over the last couple of years. I mean, and Kevin over here, you too, you primarily have dealt with sports cards for so many years. But if I might, we were talking earlier, you get asked a lot about wrestling cards now. I mean, how do you address that with some of your customers and other fans that are coming in?
So really what we're seeing now is like, we saw the expensive sale of the Rock 1 of 1, right? Yep. And that was sort of the card that started the wrestling flame, right? And now wrestling has hit the mainstream for cards. It's cool again to collect wrestling cards. And you have the people who are looking at it from a sports standpoint. Wait, it's like...
It was cool? It was cool at some time? When was that?
No, it's cool
now.
Like, it was cool at some point. I don't know. When I was a kid with my Austin 316 t-shirt, it was cool.
Such a baby.
But like when you look at sports cards, it's more themed towards transactional, right? Everybody's opening sports cards now, and the first thing they're asking is, oh, what's this worth? Oh, am I going to make money on this? But the thing about wrestling cards is there is money in it now, but the collector base is a lot more passionate about what they're collecting. And so you don't necessarily see that, let me open my box, let me run to Card Ladder and figure out what my card is worth. It's, oh my God, I just hit an autograph. I love this wrestler. This is awesome.
It's been crazy, right? Yeah.
I'd like to just give a shout out to Drake. A couple of questions. Drake, you're known in our hobby as the big game hunter, the guy that spends the big bucks on the gold, the shiny, you, Brett McGrath. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of your Vince Superfractor. I honestly think it's the most valuable card in your collection, gold rocks aside. I'd just like to thank you, first of all, because a lot of guys keep this information close to their chest, but what you've done for the hobby is you share not only what you pay for stuff, but your motivations and what your methodology and how you got to the prices. Talk to us a bit about that, specifically on the Vince Superfractor, the Transcendent. Talk us through that purchase and how, because I remember you were quite surprised when you got it, and that to me is the holy grail of modern. So talk about the acquisition of that.
Well, I certainly appreciate the kind words. Yeah, it's one of those things where a lot of wrestling card collectors historically have just collected wrestling cards. They don't really see outside. Yeah, that's correct. And so
What'd
they don't
you guys
really
get, a $6 insert?
Yes. And so they don't really see outside the scope of wrestling cards. And so as someone who was into sports cards and got into wrestling cards, when I first came in, I just knew about the vintage type sets, and I didn't really know that there were chrome sets and finest sets and all that. And as soon as I discovered those, it was like all bets were off, because I knew what I liked in the sports sets, and I knew what had value in those sports sets, and it was the golds and the superfractors and the one-of-ones and the real rare and scarce type stuff. And then you get into wrestling, and that hadn't really hit yet. And I'm like, wow, you can go buy a Rock Topps Chrome Gold Refractor for like $80.
Well, you used to.
That blew my mind.
Yeah, you took care of that, Drake. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Drake.
Yeah.
That blew my mind that you could do that. It blew my mind, exactly. And so then fast forward a little bit, and I saw the Roman Reigns Topps Chrome Superfractor from 2014. So 2014 is, I guess, the first official release of Topps Chrome. There was a Topps Heritage Chrome sets and things like that. So that was sitting on eBay at a huge price for a long time. Well, I would see other modern prospect cards sell of the sports, and they were going for like $500,000. And I was like, if they're going for $500,000, this guy is the biggest star in wrestling over the last 10 years. And what I consider his first Chrome card and the best Chrome card in a perfect PSA 10 grade, and I can get that for $15,000, it's a no-brainer. Right? And I wasn't buying it from like, oh, I can flip it and sell it and that kind of stuff. It just seemed like a great value proposition compared to what a Jason Dominguez, Superfractor was selling for $500,000. And so the thought process made a lot of sense. But I remember before making the purchase, to Ryan's point down there, I talked to a few friends like Brett McGrath and a guy named Joey, and I said, look, I want to make this purchase, but I feel like once I do, wrestling cards aren't going to be cheap anymore because they will have arrived on the main stage. So it was exciting.
Drake needs
for
to put
me.
that on a T-shirt.
Yes. Yes. And so it was one of those things where it was exciting for me to do it because I knew it would elevate wrestling cards, but I also know what it would do for like that segment of the hobby, right? And so then that happened, and then about 2 months later we had the release of Prism. Everybody knows what happened there, and things went sky high, boom. You had all the breakers coming in, and we saw what happened there. But I think the best thing about wrestling cards and collectors and all that is that the community aspect is what's awesome. And that's what I've grown to love the most. It's not about the values of the cards. And yeah, like we're all not ignorant that wrestling cards have value. But I've made more friends in wrestling cards and more connections. And I love helping people out that have questions in the hobby and things like that. But it's just been a lot of fun finding, those best cards of the athletes, whether it's Chrome or you get into 2021 Topps Transcendent. And some of those, it's the only known superfractor of certain people like Vince McMahon, right? You get into him. And so it's just amazing to see stuff like that and be able to, find value in certain areas. And like when I bought the Vince McMahon card, it was for sale for like $9,000. And I thought a case of 2021 Transcendent is $13,000. And there's 50 cases of it. So for me to try to get events, I'm going to have to buy X number of cases and hope I pull that. Would I rather do that and chance it, or would I rather just go buy the card? And that's kind of the way that I've always been. I've never been one to go and like rip a bunch of wax or do a bunch of like gambling prospects. I just go buy the cards that I want. And that's kind of the way that that's what fuels my collection, so to speak.
Thank you for acknowledging the tribal chief and getting this all started.
You know what's crazy, Drake? If you think about it, between the Reigns Super and the Vince McMahon Super, those are really the two cards in the modern era, except for the Rock Black, of course, but those are the two that really got people talking.
Absolutely.
Like those, especially the McMahon one, because the McMahon price was like $10,000, $9,500, something like that. When that hit, people were like, someone just paid what for a what?
Yeah.
Well,
And I think
remember, right?
I think now we look at it in July of 2023 and think, that was a pretty good purchase.
Yeah, looking back now, especially given that he's back in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Shane, can you hear me? We were talking a couple weeks ago about the philosophy of wrestling cards, and you said something very interesting to me that I thought would be very cool to share today, and that's about self-expression and how you, being from outside of wrestling, got back into wrestling, and you find that the cards that you collect are very much indicative of your personality. Talk a bit about that, how one's collection sort of reflects the collector himself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll try to make this, what you said I had like 10 minutes? I'll try to keep it around 9 minutes if that's all right. So when I got back into cards for the first time back in 2018, it was when I was marrying my wife, who's sitting right over here, who also designed this t-shirt. So thank you, Stacy, for that.
Yes.
We were getting married. I'll keep this as short and sweet as possible, but I was going to present some football tickets to her that I got for our wedding gift. So I was in the Target the morning of our wedding, hunting through a bunch of football cards with the women behind the booth. I found the Todd Gurley and the Aaron Rodgers cards I needed. They were dirt cheap back then. Great. So after the wedding, which was amazing, I realized these are kind of cool. I haven't had cards in like 10 years. I'm going to keep these. And I was specifically honing in on the Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley was like the MVP of my fantasy football league, right? And that started to kick off my journey back into cards. A card that meant something to me, a card that told a story. I won a fantasy football championship because of this guy. Now fast forward, pandemic hits, we all know what happened. I start diving back in, start with my Dodgers card, start with my 49ers cards, get a Jerry Rice rookie card. And then Brett McGrath, we've heard his name a few times up here already.
Shout out to Brett
his
for sure.
podcast talking about wrestling cards. And I said, wait, what's up with wrestling cards? So I started to investigate that more. Then I discovered everything this guy was buying. And I started to discover everybody else up here. And I realized that the magnetic pull that the wrestling cards had for me was irresistible. I got up here earlier and I did the what? The give me a hell yeah, and we got the call back, right? We all remember that. We talk about Roman Reigns, like Chicago, Illinois. Acknowledge this panel up here. That stuff just resonates from the time you were a kid. The Hulkamania, brother. It lives with you just so deep. At least it did for me. So collecting for me always starts from a world of trying to tell a story. to have the sense of self-expression. When someone walks into my office, they're going to see a Bret Hart card, they're going to see another Bret Hart card, they're going to see another Bret Hart card, and then some baseball cards over here. And I want that to happen. I want people to come in and go, what is this guy like? What's something about him? You're going to get some sense of that from my card collection, and absolutely nothing that I have found grabs me the same way that wrestling cards do. And it's just like, that's the only thing I want to do now is collect wrestling cards. So I think I've had about like half the people up here on my podcast. Speaking to what he was saying earlier, the community aspect of this too, it helps tell those stories so much more. You're hanging out with people that you like, that you enjoy, that also nerd out about these same things, that'll put up the ones with you. This is what it's all about. This is why I collect. It's cool, all the gambling that you're hearing out there and the rah, rah, rah. But if I have a Bret Hart card that nobody else has, but I can talk about it with these guys, that's why I'm here.
It's all about nostalgia.
100%.
I think it's more than anything else in any other sport. I really think that wrestling is what puts you in a moment. It's not even the moment itself. It's the lead up to that moment. It's what happened after that moment. It's there's so much more about wrestling cards that you can be attached to, and the cards bring that to you. They're little tiny pieces of 3.5 by 2.5, a piece of art. That's what they are, to capture a moment.
One quick thing, like Shane mentioned something like about the excitement of landing a big card. Like, unlike a lot of the communities that I've been a part of prior to this, the wrestling card community, when something big happens, people rally and celebrate. Like, they come together. The community is awesome. They really help each other out in celebrating those things all over. It's incredible to see, and it's something that really made me want to be a part of this community even more, which was just the great people that are a part of it.
Well, Adam, to further your point, right? Like the community aspect of wrestling cards, in sports cards, people are just about what the dollar value, right? If we know somebody like a Bret Hart card, I'd rather sell it there for a couple of dollars cheaper because I know that it's going to somebody who's going to appreciate it. I might actually. But if you're selling to a collector, right? Like anytime I'm behind a table at a show and somebody comes up to me with a card, if it's something that I really want, I make sure to tell that person, this is never seeing the light of day again, right? And I'm not doing that looking for a discount. I'm not doing that looking for anything. But I know for me, there's something to be said about when somebody wants a card because they actually want the card versus, oh, I want this for this price so I can turn around a half hour later and make this price for it. And I think that's apparent in wrestling cards more so than any other type of card collecting.
Nailed it.
Yep. So speaking of selling stuff, Ryan over there, you've been really involved a lot in the last couple of years since AEW got in the market, and with Upper Deck picking up that license and introducing e-cards, which for me is something new for me as a collector. I never got into that kind of stuff. I always want physical, tangible stuff. How does that world work? How is that changing? How are collectors buying into that, and wrestling card collectors buying into that?
Well, I think that question as how has EPAC and Upper Deck changed cards is there's a couple different ways you can look at it. One is they've provided an online card shop for their products. So you don't need to drive to a store anymore. And if you don't have a local card shop, you have one online. The problem that Upper Deck has had with releasing wrestling cards is that they're not releasing wrestling cards. That's the issue. Ever since 2021 AEW came out, which took wrestling by storm because those boxes at one point were $250 a box. A Kenny Omega dotted line signature sold for $2,500. And everyone was like, no, it didn't. And then the seller came on and was like, here's the PayPal receipt. Yeah. Yes, it did. And so that's when AEW arrived. And AEW arrived with such a fervor, but Upper Deck didn't capture it. They let it lapse. And so the next set they put out, 2021 AEW, I believe it was on January 6th, 2022. And the only reason I know that is because, no jokes, my birthday is January 6th.
My condolences.
So every time I listen to the news, I hear about my birthday. Every single time. And then in November of 2022, they put out AEW Spectrum, which is a mid level. It was like $300 a pack with a couple hits. It completely bombed. The set completely bombed. It really should have been like $75 a pack, and it just died. And so once the actual product arrives in stores, there's about a 6 to 8 week delay to get it into EPAC. And your window for hitting the best stuff out of EPAC is the first 3 to 6 days it's released on EPAC, because everybody is opening it. And so I kind of give the analogy that if you ever play poker and you play live and you see a 4 of a kind, you're kind of like, whoa, that almost never happens. But if you play online, you see it all the time, because there's thousands of tables just going. And the odds will dictate that you'll see those hands. It's the same with EPAC. It's not one guy in a store opening 2 boxes. It's 1,000 people opening 10 packs at a time. Huge. Boom, 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 boom. And the hits come fast and furious, and then the product dries out. So Upper Deck, they really, I mean, if they're going to do anything with AEW, they need to start releasing more products in a more timely schedule. Because if you look at Panini's coming out every 2 to 3 months with something. And pretty much they're all winners at this point.
Yeah.
So the other thing I don't like about EPAC, so EPAC, are the cards digital? Yes, they are. Parts of them are digital. Typically in a base product, you will get digital cards. If you get 5 of the card or 10 of the card, you can then combine it into a foil parallel, which is then now a live card. Now Spectrum's different. Spectrum's expensive, so they give you every card. So there are different ways to like level up your cards on EPAC, but the inserts, the autographs, the memorabilia, they are live cards. You can have them shipped to you. And I do actually have some here at the end I'd like to give you just to see what the product is. One of the biggest problems that I've seen with EPAC is they don't adjust their pack prices to the market. So 2021 AEW is $12.99 a pack on EPAC, but you can buy a box right now for probably like $75, which is 16 packs. So you do the math. So that product sits there. It sits there dead. It's never going to sell, and that's an issue. The good news is that when they make the products for digital for AEW platform, they actually make sets and inserts and autographs specifically for the EPAC that you cannot get in a live box. So you do have the option of getting different cards. If I were Upper Deck, I wouldn't even print real cards anymore. I would go straight to EPAC with every single release. Every release would be EPAC. It's just an easier concept. It's easy to open packs. It's easy to buy packs. It's semi-easy to trade. That's depending on who you're trading with. But
the ComC piece of it is huge too.
Yeah. So what you do is when you sell your cards, you can either pay to have them shipped to you, or you can send them for free to check out my cards and sell them through their platform. So if you get a big hit and you don't want to sell it on Check Out My Cards, you can or on a fixed price Check Out My Cards, you can send it to Check Out My Cards auctions, and they actually charge a much lower percentage than if you were to wait 8 weeks, get the card, and then sell it yourself. So
it's a huge platform for all of cards, especially hockey and Marvel, especially with those big Upper Deck licenses. I think EPAC is probably one of the most attractive new platforms that has been introduced to the hobby for a number of different reasons. I was huge into the digital cards before.
Right.
And just adding the physical component was always something that the Topps digital app struggled with and everything like that. Getting a physical manifestation of the card you can open at 2 a.m. in your underwear in your basement.
Right. I mean, and you can. And that's the thing, is that it's a very, very easy, the interface is very well done, and it's an easy way to open packs. You just got to be careful, because I tell you what, $30 a pop, $40 a pop,
Yeah, it's
$50
easy.
a pop.
Monopoly
It's like
money.
pulling the jackpot handle over and over again. So in moderation. But I like the platform itself. I just wish that Upper Deck was more, did more with
More
the license.
availability.
I mean, we're waiting on 2 products now, Allure and what's the other one? Metal. I mean, yeah, people are clamoring for Metal, and it's been delayed and delayed and delayed. Upper Deck, if they're going to be serious in the wrestling card market, they need to get on this horse and make these products.
Thanks very much, Ryan. Before we go to questions, you'll notice some of us are wearing these white T-shirts that say Chicago Main Event. I'm going to let Mr. Adam Gelman talk about what we got planned for tomorrow night and give you guys a bit more information on main event 2023, and then we'll get to your questions.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard, we are having a wrestling-themed community event tomorrow at the Hyatt Regency at 8 p.m. We are going all out for this event. It's officially sponsored by Panini. We're having a ton of people come, be a part of the community, trade, do whatever you want to do as part of the wrestling community. I talked earlier about the growth and everything that we did. Kevin has been instrumental in helping bring this more giveaways and stuff like that. There's a ton here for this event. If you want to be a part of it, please email Chicago Main Event 2023 at gmail.com. We are approaching capacity, so we have enough space for a limited amount of people, and it's filling up to a point where we're going to have to start cutting it off likely pretty soon. So if you haven't reserved your spot for tomorrow, please email that address because we need to have you on the list. Come to the Hyatt. We have an exclusive trading card set that's going to be offered. Tony did a great job printing those up. It's going to be the event of the year. It says on the back of our shirt, the biggest night in wrestling cards. We ain't lying. So,
Yeah, and I'll tell you, because I'm handling the reservations, if you want that card set, we only have 100 card sets, so you have to be there when we open, because I think we're going to get a big rush there in the beginning. So when we were first putting this together, we discussed that we'd be happy with what, 40 people?
30, 40,
We're like, if we could get 30 people, this thing would be rocking, and we are closing in on 150. So
the response has been incredible.
Just absolutely insane. And one of the responses I'm getting from people is finally, wrestling cards are getting their due. And I'm telling you, if you're here tomorrow night, make it. Be there. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fun.
Yep.
And I just want to, again, thank Panini for the help that they've done in being the official sponsor of this. The giveaways that they're providing are amazing. Tracy Hackler, Scott Pruscia were instrumental in getting us what we needed for this event. So huge shout out to the folks over at Panini for being so open to supporting the wrestling market and the wrestling card community. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, Panini did a huge amount of work for this for us, and they really contributed a lot. I also want to thank Chad from Sports Card Junction and Ryan Bannister from RBI Crew 7, instrumental in getting this off the ground. Couldn't have done it without those guys just helping us work through all the different pieces of the national and how to get this event up for all the wrestling collectors that are attending.
Thanks very much, guys.
One last thing for the trade night. I mentioned the Vince and Roman Superfractor earlier. I don't bring those out often, but I decided to bring them out for this show. So if that's not a reason for you to come, I don't know how else to get you there. So.
Get a picture taken with them. Thanks very much, guys. So we're going to put it out to you guys now. If you have any questions about wrestling cards or want to speak to any of us in general, please, by all means.
Any questions?
Questions?
I think the biggest takeaway for wrestling cards and what I hope sparks across the hobby, right, is like you see the guys here and you see what they collect, and everybody has the specific things that they collect. At the end of the day, elevating the hobby and getting the hobby to grow overall is about collecting what you like. And it doesn't have to be dollars and cents. Whether you're a Bret Hart guy, whether you're a Becky Lynch guy, if you're collecting what you like and enjoying collecting, it just makes it that much more fun. So that's really the gist of it for that.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Dallas Mavericks jersey right there. You. Hey, right here. You watch wrestling? No. All right, you make me a promise?
Get the table.
When you get back home, watch an episode. Give it a shot, okay? Seriously. Come up here and get this card. Come get this card. So this is part of the Upper Deck e-Pack platform. They are real cards. This is not a magic trick. They're not digital in my hand. One of the cool sets they put out is this new arrival set for AEW. Anytime a new wrestler debuts, they make a card for a limited time. So this one's Mark Briscoe, one half of the Briscoe brothers. Unfortunately, his brother passed away recently. So this is a cool card. So go ahead. Watch an episode.
So for everybody out there, what is one of the things that you remember about being a wrestling fan growing up or right now? Let's shout it out. Anybody got anything out there?
We saw it back there.
DX.
There we go.
DX.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, buddy. Anybody else? What? WrestleMania. Yeah. For those who have the pleasure of going to one, have you been to a WrestleMania? It is unlike anything I have ever seen in my entire life. There are people from all over the world. It's such an amazing event. I think the last I heard, I'm from Minneapolis. I heard that WrestleMania might come to Minneapolis the year after Philly, so that's insane. Oh, there we go. We getting some woos? All right. Woo! Who's got the loudest woo?
There we go. Who said woo?
Hey,
No, who says it?
come on up here. Come on up here.
Hey, he's got a card for you.
You got a card. What about you, LA Dodgers hat? Yeah, you. Nice. You watch wrestling? You do? Which one do you watch? WWE, AEW?
Who's your favorite wrestler? All
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Do your best Ultimate Warrior right now. Show us his entrance. What do you got? Come on, shake those ropes.
Come on, shake the
Come
ropes.
on.
Shake the
There
ropes.
it is.
Yeah.
All right, love it, love it, love it.
But see, this is what we're talking about with wrestling. You know, it connects with people in such a way. I mean, it really does. And the thing I like about wrestling is, you know, wrestlers they're etched in time. You know, it's not like they can have a bad season. I mean, they can have a bad gimmick, they can have a bad run, but the legends are truly legends, and they'll always be legends. So, I mean, it's really just one of my favorite memories is watching Stone Cold catch Shawn Michaels' Sweet Chin Music, telling him to go somewhere, spinning him, and then Mike Tyson coming in with the fastest 3 count in the history of wrestling that actually made Stone Cold mad. So, you know, you have these moments that resonate with you. So, you know, if you're not watching wrestling now, give it a shot, turn it on.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. What's your favorite Jason Dominguez catchphrase? Exactly. How many did we just say for all the different wrestlers? There's nothing like it. It is the best entertainment media on the planet. It's wild. It
best
doesn't make
Jason
any
Dominguez
sense,
catchphrase.
but it's amazing. And you can collect cards with men and women in tights on cardboard. Come on now.
Does
It is
Trevor
global.
Lawrence have a catchphrase? What about Justin Herbert? Does he have a catchphrase?
Bolt up.
Now that I know that athletes have catchphrases,
That would be great. Someone got up to the plate and cut a promo before they.
yes, we need baseball walk-up promos. Yes.
I guess Kirk Cousins.
Let me talk
has
to
one.
you. I'm gonna hit a home run right now. Yeah.
I mean, you know, honestly, baseball can't get any more boring, so I'm all for it. It's like, but
Hey, we all have these things tied to our youth, our growing up. I mean, I remember the first time I rented a wrestling movie or like a wrestling video back when they were still on videotape.
Mm-hmm.
My brother is 3 years younger than me, and you can see I'm a big guy, obviously. Immediately, I was probably 6. My brother was 3. We were doing leg drops on my mom's bed, and we literally trashed the room. And this was after
That
one video.
says a lot about you right now, though.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. After one video, like that's what drives people. It's such an.
I hit my brother with a rude awakening,
Oh my god.
and I thought he was dead. Like, he laid there on the bed just moaning. And if you don't know what it is, the back of the head goes on the shoulder, and then you sit straight down with their head. Of course, being 7 years old, you don't realize that they're stopping it, but you know.
I gave my kids a trampoline because to get their energy out during COVID. They were doing rock bottoms on the trampoline day 1.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, we had trampoline wrestling.
Yes.
And we would come out and we would shoot off fireworks. And
Oh my god.
don't shoot off fireworks in the wintertime on dead grass because it lights your parents' yard on fire.
Is there video of this?
I want to see this.
There's video somewhere. But what we would do is we went to my friend's church and we got their folding tables and folding chairs. We went to Home Depot and picked up aluminum trash cans, and that's what we did.
I feel like you wrestled the Young Bucks at one time.
And we had a little neighborhood wrestling federation. What do you call it? And we'd come out to our music and our gimmicks, and we were smashing people with the whole thing was don't try this at home. We just ignored that. And I actually have a friend of mine who had chipped his tooth because I hit him with a folding chair. So
Nice.
again, don't try that at home, but lots of great memories growing up with that.
What else you guys at? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about The Rock. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we go right back to the late. The question was, how far back does wrestling cards go? Gentleman mentioned he had some Stampede card wrestling. And I was going to mention that I'm an archivist. Tony and I are wrestling card historians. They go right back to the late 1800s with what they call cigarette tobacco cards. And there's been wrestling cards throughout the decades, post-war cards that we get into stuff like Parkhurst, that was made up in Canada where I'm from. Then, of course, into the 80s when Hulk Hogan became big, the Wrestling All-Stars, the top sets. So there's been a very, very rich heritage of wrestling. But something very big happened a few months ago in our hobby. And that was a card for the first time sold for 6 figures, and that was the Rock Prism 2022 Black, sold for $126,000, more than doubled the previous record, and it's something that got the entire community.
TMZ covered it. TMZ actually posted a story. So TMZ Sports, everybody knows what TMZ is, actually covered this sale. It was The Rock's first 6-figure anything. He's had cards sell for $84,000 too. This was a wrestling themed card selling for 6 figures. Ryan and I were on a video before 2022 Prism came out, and we said this set could have a 6-figure card in it. We thought it would be 5-10 years down the road. No, it happened this year.
And honestly, I was shocked. I thought that card, when it got to 40, I was like, wow.
Were you sitting up watching that all night too?
I was following the text stream back and forth.
The group text, yeah.
Watching the bids just keep going up.
I mean, it's just
every 5 minutes.
I just knew
incredible.
every time my phone went ding, 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 ding that something was happening. So, but I got a question. I got a question for Shane. Give Shane the microphone.
Yeah, Paul was saying, so we had predictions. I remember Paul's wrestling card price guide.com. If you haven't seen him, his site, go check it out. It's awesome. Ton of wrestling card information. His main focus is pricing. And he said, what do you think this card's going to go for? And I said, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. And then it gets to $20,000. It gets to $30,000. Paul sends me a message this is going to be a long night. And it was I had no idea that this thing was going to sell for 6 figures. Beyond excited that it did, because wrestling cards were put on the map for the first time in a long time. We've had big sales. Hogan sold a ton of nice cards. There's been a lot of big sales. Drake, obviously, has been the purveyor of a few of those, but nothing like this. And to see that it went to a guy that was getting into high-end wrestling cards for the purpose of collecting those cards was awesome. So Raspy Slabs was the confirmed buyer. He has a couple of partners that he works with on a few different pieces of wrestling. I believe there's rumors going around that similar people bought the other Rock 101. But either way, I think the challenge that people face with wrestling cards is comparing it to other examples and really figuring out, okay, if this card is worth $100,000, does that mean that this card should be also worth $50,000?
Nope.
But not realizing The Rock is a generational superstar, probably one of the most widely known people in the world.
Yep.
So I wanted to start with Shane. What was the first product you opened? You can remember opening.
Good question.
And why Bret Hart?
So you actually touched on it a little bit. When I first got into wrestling cards, the first thing I did was seek out Bret Hart's rookie card. That was a no-brainer for me. But the first product I ripped was actually the AEW product you mentioned earlier that Upper Deck put out in 21. I love both WWE and AEW. I'm a huge AEW fan though, and I was super pumped to rip that. And that was that's really helped kick off the diving in even deeper.
That 2021 AEW, it's a really good product. It's a nice base product. It really is.
Yep, 100%.
Because it has that mix of, it's a base product, but there are a couple car payment cards in there. Yep. Like multiple car payments, I call them. There's a couple $1,000, $2,000 cards in that product. I've sold them. So, I've hit 4 or 5 $1,000 cards on EPAC. We won't talk about how much I spent, though.
I've been a little bit swamped today, and I haven't been able to concentrate on anything I want to buy. But I bumped into somebody at the RBI Crew 7 table. Again, shout out to them for being so instrumental in the event tomorrow. But the guy pulled out several AEW autograph cards, including a Sting authenticated card. It's the only card I still have on my mind that I really want to get my hands on that. It would be really nice to have that. It's a really great product. It was a little overpriced when it first came out. It's gotten to where it probably should be, but it's a fantastic product.
Yeah, and RBI Crew, I purchased. So I was buying Macho Man like everything, like even the stickers that have. There's 5 stickers with the same picture, but the backs are different, and some has a copyright, and some has a period. I was buying all the and it finally got to the point where I was like, it's just too much. Because honestly, I'm not going to outbid like Jamie Wallace for the 101s. I'm not going to. I'm not going to spend that kind of money on those cards. So I really streamlined my collection down to cards numbered out of 10.
Okay.
So I figure that's enough for everybody to kind of get a piece who wants one. And then I also collect the real rare stuff like the Galactics from Revolution and stuff like that. But I bought the Macho Man Prism Gold from RBI Crew, and they cut me a really great deal. And if you're looking for wrestling cards, go check them out. Seriously.
They've got, their stash over there is incredible. They've got, I think, four cases full of wrestling cards
and it's
right now.
all the way from low end to
There's something for everybody.
to don't let your wife find out.
Yeah, like that Super Fractor
Right.
John Cena they've got.
Right. So, Drake, what was the first product you opened?
Yeah, so getting back into wrestling, the first product I remember opening was 2020 Topps Chrome. Like that
That's
kind
a
of
good one.
stuff.
That's
So,
one of my
I did
favorites.
that. I did the 2021 Chrome. But just quite frankly, I don't really rip a lot of product. That's just, like I said before, I just go find the singles I want, and I go after the singles, and that's kind of what works for me. But it was also, too, I remember buying boxes of 2020 Topps Chrome, and they were like $100. So that to me was, it was great value there. It was reasonable, and then you start seeing boxes and they creep up into 300 to 400 to 500. You almost have to pull something good or it's not going to make it worth it. So, and that was really the value that I saw in wrestling cards at the very beginning was, again, is I could buy a box of Topps Chrome WWE for $100 or I could go buy a Rock Chrome Gold Refractor for 80, right? And I'm like, if I open the box, odds of me getting one of those cards are low. So let's just go buy the card. And that's kind of the way that I've always kind of operated.
That's kind of a unique approach because a lot of us just kind of rip and rip and rip and rip and
Well,
rip.
I think you have to rip and rip and rip and then look at those and go, what have I done?
Yes, thank you.
And then,
exactly.
I spent $1,000. Why didn't I just buy the card I wanted and have $500 in my pocket?
Yeah.
But that's the point. That's the point of opening. So,
So speaking of ripping, I do know that there is 2023 select boxes
Tomorrow.
here, and they're going to be getting open tomorrow. So I'm going to grab some for the event tomorrow.
That's going to be
So
awesome.
Come
Yes.
check that out.
Select is going to be great. Hey, Tony, Paul, you guys have been to these shows before. Tony, you said you've been to a number of these. Like you guys both are probably the foremost historians and archivists. I think you use that word. Like seeing all of this now in this sort of situation, like what's your take on this year's show compared to the past?
It's a little overwhelming. Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me it's a little overwhelming to see where I started as a collector. And for reference, my first packs I ever opened up was 1985 Topps.
No, awesome.
you win.
So I was I was 16 years old, working at a liquor store that also sold deli and.
You were 16 years old working at a liquor store?
That's
Yep.
not cool.
Casa de Liquor in Yorba Linda, California.
Oh, he's shouting them
Yeah.
out too. We're gonna get him shut down.
And the sales rep came in and brought in a sales sheet for GPK, and on the flip side of it was WWF. And I said, "What? Wrestling cards? I gotta get some." And I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
So you've had a big deal happen to you in the last year or so.
Yeah.
You want to tell people about that?
Which big deal? I've had lots.
You opened a store, dude.
Your store.
Well, I opened a store. Yes, I opened a wrestling themed store in Phoenix, Arizona. So I go in there every single day, and I ask myself, why the hell did I do this? I really do. So,
But you did that because you were able to do a huge sale.
Good point. Again, I don't put the connection together. I did
dude.
I did a TV show for Card Life TV. If anybody's ever watched that show, it's first and only show out there. It's all about trading cards. It's mostly sports. But the producer found out that I did wrestling cards and wanted me to be on the show. So we talked about it, and I got on the show, and I'm like, okay, I'm not quite sure how to promote my store, but I founded my store because of the sale of a trading card. I sold one Hulk Hogan card from 1982 Cosmos in Japan that funded my initial capital to open up a store that I've been thinking about opening up for years and years and years. And I just happened to stumble upon it in my storage unit one day.
Hey, you're actually not the only person on the panel who has a store, too. I know, Kevin, you own your own. Well, how does it work? It's complicated. All right. Yeah, but Kevin at New York Roadshow, you are a humongous wrestling collector that may be one of the ones that's lowest on the radar. You just can't post all of your stuff because you've got sports there as well. But I know how big you are for wrestling cards. Like, talk about what your relationship has been because you own a store too.
So essentially, being in a sports card shop every day, we have wrestling product coming out now fairly regularly, and if you know about wrestling, you're super excited about the product. If you don't know about wrestling, why are there wrestling trading cards, right? There's no happy medium. There's sort of so. The one thing that we've seen now, though, in the past year is somebody coming in, oh, that's cool. I used to watch wrestling as a kid. Oh, that box is significantly more affordable than its sport counterpart. Sure, I'll give it a try, right? Prism, for example. WWE Prism, $200, $250, right in that range. Football Prism last year got up over $1,000 a box. It's an easier pill to swallow when you're buying a cheaper box if the box isn't necessarily good, but day-to-day store life, putting wrestling cards out on the display case, right? Having wrestling autographs of big-name wrestlers that don't sell for a crazy amount of money comparatively to their sports counterparts, you could have somebody come in with $30 in their pocket and walk out with a top-tier wrestler's autograph. You can't have that in sports cards.
That's awesome. One of the other things that I think we talked about the community a lot. Paul, you were instrumental in creating the first ever wrestling card collector trading set, which sold out in 2 days? Insane. Can pass a mic back down. Oh, Tony has one. Awesome. Paul went and surveyed 50 different wrestling collectors, and they all got their own trading card. Talk a little bit about that, Paul, and what you were able to put together there.
It's not just me. Tony was instrumental as well. It was really a tag team effort. But it was just mind-boggling that the response was what it was, that so many people were keen to see themselves on a card, which a lot of people don't have. And now that you mention it, I'm going to formally announce that Series 2, we've decided, Tony and I, actually about half an hour ago, that yes, we are going to proceed with the next version of it. So stay tuned on social media for that.
Series 2, hold on. So I know there's been multiple requests to have their own trading cards. Kevin, I know you want your own. He's asked multiple times where he's a sad puppy dog because he doesn't have a card in
Hey,
Series
real quick,
1.
who's in Series 1?
I should
Sorry,
just say,
Kevin. So Series 2 is going to be big. When is it going to be available, do you know?
Well, the way we're going to go about it, we're going to talk about it a little later tonight, is there's going to be a nomination process that you're going to be involved with, and that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that this time around it's going to be more of a community effort that I'm going to be putting words out to key influencers in the hobby and saying, who did I miss last time?
Oh, that's awesome.
Who should be on there? And then you'll go out to them.
Yeah.
Just trying to make sure that we didn't leave anybody out. But it's an exciting project, and I'm glad that it went as well as it did.
Yeah, stay tuned to social media for announcements on that. If you feel like there's somebody that should be included, message Paul, let him know. If you want to be a part of this set, message Paul, let him know. We're trying to get as many collectors into this as possible because it's such an awesome project. Thank you for putting together the first time.
Yeah, and I think one of the things about the wrestling community is when that set came out, everybody who wasn't in it was like, "Why am I not in it?"
Yeah.
Well, we can fix that.
They actually care. Like you care, which is it's a big deal.
We'll get most of them.
Yeah.
In the next set.
I mean, like, it's so cool to have your own trading card if you're a card collector, right? We all dream of that day, but, you know, anyways,
I'm done anyway.
Thank you, Paul. That's a real. I'm glad to hear Series 2 is coming out.
Yeah. So I think that's it for us. Once again, thanks to Shane, to Drake, to Kevin, to Tony, to Adam, Ryan. Thank you guys for listening to us. Wrestling cards, guys. They're great. They're out there. We got a great community, you know.
Thank you.
And for
If you're
for-
going to the main event tomorrow, I do have card number 6 for you, so stop up here. Tony, go ahead.
And for Zan at home, just for you, Zan, wrestling cards rule.
Yes, and thanks, guys.
Thank
It
you
was
very
great.
much. Nice.
I think we made the most of it.
Yeah. We winged it pretty good.
I tried to give you. Yeah, if you guys need card 6.
Shane. In the white.
Right here.
Adam.
What are we doing?
In the white.
Next year
Paul.
you gotta design them with the autograph like spot.
Yeah, that's what we got to do.
Yep. That'll be cards number 51 through whatever.
Well, we'll talk at dinner tonight, sort of what we discussed on the way over there.
Where did Mike go?
You want a card of me?
Mike.
Oh, sorry.
Doing
Not your first rodeo.
No, it's not.
Hey, do you want him to sign it?
What's that? Okay.
Hold on, I got you. He wants you to sign it.
Where's cards?
Okay. Here, I got you.
What do you need? Oh, where'd you get the card?
Oh, we all had bikes
What'd
last
you do with the
year.
card?
What's that?
What'd you do with your card? Where is
I gave it to Shane.
Oh, why would you get the Shane?
I thought it was for him.
Mine.
Oh, sorry. Shane, that card I just signed is for Tony.
You trying to get signed? I did.
Didn't
Oh,
Tony
okay,
have
yeah.
one?
I'll do a little
No.
scratch name.
Oh, I thought you did.
You never sent me one.
Well, I guess I haven't seen it since then, right?
No. See, you sent me up at the store.
All right, Adam, so we'll just meet there at 8 o'clock. Is the idea? I think Jamie's going to come.
Can't even give away AEW cards.
I'll take one. Yeah, I don't. If you didn't send it to me, I brought some extras I had.
I'm only doing one set of that. I did so many last year, I got burned. Well, I can't sell them. I get killed, so it's just not worth it for me to open it.